now let's consider a different inequality. So now let's see how to solve this one. Always remember, when you're solving an inequality, an algebraic inequality, you have to first make the right hand side 0. So the right hand side has to be 0. So in order to make this one 0, you have to bring 1 over x to the left hand side. So x minus 2 divided by x minus 1 over x, and that is greater than or equal to 0. Right? So that's the x here, that's another x here. So you can take x as a common factor, so x as a LCM, right? So you can take x as a x common. So x divided by x, that's equal to 1. 1 into x minus 2, x minus 2. Minus x divided by x, that's 1, minus 1. That is greater than or equal to 0. So x minus 3 divided by x, and that is greater than or equal to 0. So here you can see that this particular fraction, algebraic fraction, has to be greater than or equal to 0. Always remember, right? In a fraction, the denominator should not be equal to 0. The denominator here is x, so x cannot be equal to 0. Always keep in mind. So how we can solve this one? Right? X minus 3 over x, that is greater than or equal to 0. You have to solve this inequality. Right? So if it's a equation, then it is easy, right? If x minus 3 over x is equal to 0, then you can definitely say x minus 3 is equal to 0, right? And x is equal to 3. But here you can't solve the problem like this, right? Okay, because this is an equation, this is an inequality. Mind that. Okay. So when you encounter a situation like this, right? Always remember, okay, you can't multiply this x, right? Like you multiply this x with this 0, like you do in equations, right? What you have to do here is, after coming to this step, what you have to do is you have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by x. So x into x minus 3 divided by x square, that is greater than or equal to 0. Now what you can do here is you can multiply x squared here. So here, why can't we multiply x with the 0 like we do in equations? Because we don't know whether x is positive or negative. We cannot say, we cannot be sure about the sign of x, right? It can be positive or it can be negative. Suppose if x becomes negative, if you multiply this here, the sign actually changes, right? This greater than or equal to 0 sign actually changes to smaller than or equal to 0. But if x is positive, right, if you multiply, the sign won't change. So since we don't know the sign of x, we can't say whether we can't be sure whether this sign actually changes or it doesn't change. We cannot say that. So in order to avoid such kind of confusion, what we do is we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the denominator itself, right? So x into x minus 3 divided by x square. So what can you say about x square? X square is definitely not negative, right? Since x is not equal to 0, x square has to be positive. Strictly it has to be positive. So now you can multiply, right? So definitely it's not negative, the sign won't change. So we can say that x into x minus 3, that is greater than or equal to 0, right? Now we can solve this problem. X into x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So what do you have to do? Right? You have to draw a number line for x. Okay? Right. So what are the values of x which makes this expression 0? That is, those are 0 and 3. 0 and 3. So you have to draw two circles. Okay, this problem is x minus 3 over x, or here x into x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. So yes, you can color the circles, but you have to be really careful. Here we have obtained an information that x cannot be equal to 0, which means you cannot mark or you cannot color the circle here in 0. Right? You can color this circle, right? But not this one. Right? Okay, be careful when you are coloring this circle. Right? Okay, hope you understood this. Okay. So the next step, right? We have to do the usual thing. These two values actually divide this number line into 3 parts. Right? So first of all, you have to consider a value which is greater than 3. Think of a value which is greater than 3. Let's say 4. When x is equal to 4. When x is equal to 4. How can you, what can you say about the sign of this expression, right? So we have to select the region which makes this expression greater than or equal to 0. So you have to find the positive regions. You have to find the positive regions. So what are those positive regions? When x is equal to 4, right? Substitute 4 here. So instead of x, I'm substituting 4 here. So 4 times 4 minus 3, and that is equal to 4 into 1. That is equal to 4. That is greater than 0. Which means in this region, this expression is positive. Right? What happens when x takes a value in between 0 to 3? Right? Let's say that x is equal to, take a easier value, right, that you can handle. 0 to 3. Let's say 2. Substitute 2 here. Here I'm substituting 2 instead of x. So here also if you substitute 2 here, 2 minus 3, and that is equal to 2 times minus 1. That is smaller than 0. It's clear. It's clear. It's smaller than 0, right? Okay, negative. Negative. So what happens when x becomes smaller than 0? Think of a number which is smaller than 0. Let's say that minus 5. Okay. So if you substitute minus 5 here, it is equal to minus 5. If you substitute minus 5 here, minus 5 into minus 5 minus 3, right? So you have to check the sign. Minus 5 into minus 8, and that's going to be equal to 40. That is greater than 0. Positive. So in this region, this expression is positive. So we have to find the range of x which satisfies this inequality. Okay. So the sign is greater than or equal to 0. So if you find a sign, if the final sign is greater than or equal to 0, then you have to take the positive region. You have to take the positive region. So if it's smaller than or equal to 0 or smaller than 0, then you have to take the negative region. So here it is greater than or equal to 0, so you have to take the positive region. Alright? Okay, so you have to find the final solution. So here, x has to be smaller than 0. It cannot be equal to 0. I told you why. X cannot be equal to 0. X is smaller than 0. Or x can be greater than or equal to 3. Okay. So this is the solution. Hope you can understand this. So thank you for watching this video, and please like and subscribe.